Welcome to Boxing on the Record with Randy and Chi-Town. Chi-Town, what's going on with you, man? What's on your mind today? What you want to get off your mind and put on the record?
Man, Randy, my brother. Yesterday was the press conference, the official presser for Haney versus Burger King Rye, as we call him, but Ryan Garcia at the Barclays Center on 420. Man, get your weed ready. Get your weed ready, baby. Um, that conference went off. I actually, I just only saw. I didn't watch the whole entire press conference. So let me be clear, for the whole entire card. Let me say that way because it's going to be on the zone, and when it's usually like that, or any kind of high stakes press fight that's going to happen, or any fight. Let me just say it that way. They usually do a press conference or where they kind of announce some of the under or the co-mains and all those other cats that may be supporters of that main event, if you will. And so I didn't watch any of those. I just really just forwarded to, because of my time, the part where it was Ryan Dev. Uh, and I got to tell you, man, I got to tell you, we give Eddie Hearn so much flack for all these things, but man, I love his chops, man. I like the way this cat be pause. Don't anybody misconstrue that, but I like the way he he speaks and tries to promote his events, and we just constantly dog him because of how the zone first came into boxing, but none of us ever want to give him credit for how they ended boxing last year and started off this year. The zone was killing it, man. The zone was giving us some amazing fights. And then those who are really into boxing, and you really didn't have to be all the way into boxing just to watch the zone itself. They had fights almost every freaking weekend, closing out the year and starting out the year, and it was amazing. But one thing I give them even more credit for than anything is the females. The zone always showcases females now on their fights, and the female game has gone up like God knows what. So, anyways, I have to give credit to Eddie Hearn, but I really like this press conference. I just feel Haney and Ryan are two friends that were just really trying to promote this fight. I think Ryan went a little overboard. He tried too hard. He did all these type of things, but it is what it is. I didn't take anything he said seriously, but I did like the fact that he was entertaining and did what he had to do to try to promote the fight. And so, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this fight, and I'm excited about it. What you got on this, Randy?
Yeah, it was a pretty good press conference. I liked it, and like you say, doing what they can to sell the fight. It kind of make me mad when you compare people to, not you personally, but when people compare people to other fighters with machines behind them, and um, they try to make the comparison, but which there's no comparison. But um, they don't really have Ryan nor Devin really had a machine behind them that can make them into a household name like Tank Davis. So a lot of people compare them to Tank, and it kind of make me mad because um, they doing whatever they can to make the best possible fights happen, and not only that, they doing whatever they can to sell the fight. Um, Tank don't really do nothing to sell a fight because he got a machine behind him. So when Devin do whatever he can do to try to sell a fight, it's frowned upon. When Ryan does what he try to do to sell a fight, it's frowned upon. So I try not to let myself get involved in that, because I understand these are just kids trying to make it through. Um, and my guy Bill, um, my hat goes off to him because he do everything that he knows to try to sell his son. He don't have the machine behind him, as we would say, that Tank Davis had behind him. So whatever Bill does, um, to try to sell his son, my hat goes off to him for that. Um, and then everybody's always talking about Devin Haney needed to talk more. He need to quit letting Bill talk so much for him because he's a man, this, that, and the third. But his daddy just happened to be his PR man. It would be no different than if I was the PR man or you was the PR man. Then they wouldn't care if we talked or not. So to me, sometimes those kind of comments seem to be personal to me. Um, um, Terrence Crawford don't have a PR man. Bernie the Boxer is his PR man. So people always Bernie need to shut up and Terrence need to talk. But if Terrence talked or Devin talked, and then they'll say he don't know what to say. He need a PR man, just like when they said Tank needed to stop letting Mayweather talk for him till you found out Tank couldn't really speak for himself. Then once he starts speaking for himself, now you want him to have a PR man. So I don't know. It's just six in one hand and half a dozen in the other. But anyway, overall the press conference was good. They did whatever they could to sell the fight. Ain't none of them cookie cut. So I enjoyed it.
Randy, I mean, you was throwing down, man. I just have an issue, how my mind be working. I have an issue with this six in one hand and half a dozen in the other. I mean, ain't that the same damn? But anyways, we'll
Yeah,
move on.
yeah, that's a catch 22. That's one of them things. That's one of them things that say you dog me if I do it, and you dog me if I don't. You know what I'm saying?
There
So
it
what do
is.
I do? You feel what I'm saying?
There it is. Bring the context there. Bring the clarity, man. I appreciate it. Remember, all this ain't from
Yeah,
the south, but you on point with everything you saying. I'm gonna say
yeah.
this
It's
to
the same. It's the same game, just a different name.
Amen. Amen. I'm gonna say this, man. You destroyed it, man. You really destroyed it when you were talking about the machine, you know. And a lot of people don't give these cats that credit, for stepping out here and trying to do what they have to do without having a machine behind them. They're always looking for something wrong, always looking for something critical so they can jump at this or speak about that. But you, man, you spot on. And exactly like you said, Tank had a machine from beginning. And that machine said, we're going to make you a pay-per-view star. They never said, and there's interviews out there, and you can just roll the tape on that, go back and look at it. I don't want to take away from another person who uses that specific phrase, and credit to that person. But you can go back and look at it. You will see Floyd himself specifically saying that no. Tank never asked us to make him this, undisputed, this great thing. Only our only goal with him was to make him this pay-per-view star. That was, much that's paraphrase, but Floyd's words were to make him this pay-per-view star. Devin Haney, when he came into the game at the age of 16, his goal was to become a legacy fighter. His thing was fighting like the old school fighters did. I just want to fight the best. I want to have my name written in history. So I don't care who it is, I'm going to call you out. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's acting like for the last almost, 10, 11, Devin's 25 now. So like 9 years that he has not been calling out everybody in every division he's been in. They're acting like all of a sudden when he got to well, he's always been at 135, but when he was at 135, when he got to 140, that he just all started choosing and picking the weakest of the people, or wasn't calling the top people. He called everybody out that was there, regardless if they was a pay-per-view person or not. You have a belt, you're the top person, you're recognized as being the great. I want to fight you because I beat you. People will think of me as a great. And that's always been his heart and his thing. And now he's trying to transition into being more of this commercial star. And he realizes he's in this microwave generation where people just want something quick and easy. And these are the teething phases. Whereas Tank went the other route first. And he still, in my opinion, is not concerned about trying to be a legacy fighter, if you will. Still, it's about money. Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, we could sum that up, man, and we can move on to the next. Got a long way before we can sleep.
Word. Hey man, well that's it, man. I nothing else, and I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Um, I enjoyed the press conference, the presser yesterday, and I'm looking forward to more pressers on this. Uh, you already know who I'm picking, but I'm gonna, it's no surprise to anybody. But in the final week, I'll go ahead and give my breakdown to how I see the fight going.
Sound good. With that being said, we're out of here like last year.